Hey you guys, it's been a minute, but I have a lot to share with you. So I have a whole list of topics I'm going to share with you today. This includes my new flying experiences, my new dream abilities, virtual reality, escapism, feeding your mind, my work with the Merkaba, and a new movie I started watching called Revelation STARSEED 2. So here it goes. All right. I have had two dreams recently in which I've had advancements in my flight capabilities. So the first dream I had about 2 weeks ago, I had the floor from beneath my feet fall, and I was able to just enact hovering. I was able to stay in midair. And what that dream was I was protecting my mother the entire time. There were about 10 different scenarios in which something was trying to attack her, and I just held onto her hand and felt very calm, collected, and protective of her. And I was just flying her from building to building, skyscraper to floating island to tiny planet. And then we ended up in this elevator that was 40 stories high, about 4 people in it with us, and I instantly knew it was a trap. I held onto her hand, and instantly the floor fell from beneath our feet, but we just stayed in midair. I was really proud of myself for being calm and confident. And that's crazy because the dream ended up being a premonition, because later that night we ended up in a situation where I had to be confident and assertive, and I really protected my mother. So that was that. And then the second dream was a few days ago. I had a dream where I had full Peter Pan flight capabilities. I was able to zip and loop-de-loop through the sky, fly on my side, fly on my back. I was not escaping. I was having so much fun and just playing. I had a friend with me, and I was able to carry her with me through the sky and have a lot of fun as well. And I did something completely new in this dream that I've never been able to do before. I was able to make an object fly. So we got into this car, which was this beautiful cherry red, shiny 1950s Volkswagen with this light tan leather ribbed interior. I know you guys, I drive and fly in style. So we were sitting in the car, and I just invoked my flight will, and I got the car to fly around in the sky. So yep, that was that. And some new dream abilities I have are I'm able to read in Vietnamese now. I just usually, sorry, car. I just usually read in English, and recently a doctor had told me that reading in dreams is completely impossible, but I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, I'm doing it, you know? But now I'm reading in Vietnamese, and you guys, I'm fully fluent in Vietnamese in my waking state, but now I'm reading pages in my dream state. So I'm either not dreaming, I'm actually in another place, or we can read in dreams. It's one of those things. I am having full mental conversations with myself. I can think through things in my dreams, which I wasn't able to do before. I'm able to have full conversations with characters in my dreams. You know, before, years ago, I was able to become lucid in a dream, but I always felt like the thread of consciousness and lucidity was very thin. If I didn't focus enough, I'd get distracted and start unconsciously dreaming the next moment. But now I'm having conversations. I can think and mentally process things in my dream state. I can walk through buildings and look at architecture and look at the landscape. I can see so much detail. And I really think that I'm somewhere else, because I don't think it's my brain that's just doing this. I think my brain is just a portal, a bridge. Because in my waking life, I can barely remember why I walked into the next room. I have like a 10-second memory span. It's crazy. That's why I don't think this is me. I think I'm somewhere. Something else that's been happening is also I've been hearing more music. And hearing music in my dreams is not new, but I'm actually hearing more music in my waking life. So in my dreams, I usually hear symphonic compositions, like orchestral music. That's 10 instruments layered up on each other. I can hear each instrument. It's profound, beautiful music. And in my waking life, I'm starting to hear more music, like when I'm taking a shower, or I'm listening to the air conditioning of my car, I'm just extracting songs out of them. And I think this is because of two reasons. One, I'm becoming more confident in myself. I'm asserting myself more. I'm accepting myself more. And I'm more true to my desires. I don't care what people think of me. I really care about just following what makes me happy and free. But second, I really think that the energy of the planet is ascending because I am feeling more connected to myself, and the planet is connecting to itself and to us as well. And, you know, I did hear music when I was a child. When I was around 10, I would hear angelic voices like, ah, and I would always think it was just the neighbors or my parents listening to the TV in the next room. But one night I decided to think of a different note. I'm like, why do they keep singing the same note? And I thought of a different note, and then the choir sang in that note, and I thought of a different note, and the choir sang in that note, and then I realized, oh my God, it's in my mind. The music is in my mind. I thought it was crazy. So I stopped tuning into that music, and I stopped hearing it ever since. But now I'm hearing songs again, which is crazy. So yeah, those are all my new dream abilities. I'm waking up just feeling so happy like I used to, and feeling very in love just with existence and very alive. So I'm mad at a few people in my life, but I can't stay mad at them. It's just a mental mad, like, oh yeah, I should be mad because it did this, this, and this to me. But my heart is so free right now. So that's why I think that the energy of the earth is changing for sure. So yep, those are my new dream abilities. I'm really proud of myself because 6 months ago, I had a strong intention of really exploring dreams and going into all these abilities that I had felt like was not just a normal dream or just something of my imagination. And every week I'm being validated in experiencing more and more of what this ability has to offer, and seeing that this is just not a processing of the day's events. Okay, next I'm going to talk about my EMDR experience. So this is my therapy experience, you guys. I recently hired a therapist to basically yell at my mom because she ganged up on me with her family, and I was like, well, I'm going to phone a friend in too. I'm going to call a professional English Viet-speaking therapist to tell you how bad of a mother you are. That's my Scorpio side. But ironically, I ended up having the therapy done on myself instead. And I didn't know this, but this therapist specialized in EMDR therapy, which stands for eye movement desensitization and reprogramming. And I didn't read up on this, but I just asked my friends about it. They said, this is the highest, most effective form of therapy right now. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. But I didn't want to read about it because I didn't want any expectations, you know. So if you don't want a spoiler, then fast forward through this part. But I'll tell you about my therapy. So the therapist had me relive a traumatic memory as he was doing this motion, and my eyes were following this motion. And the movement of your eyes has you process the memory and the feelings, and you end up healing from it. So I didn't realize this, but I've been thinking about the same traumatic triggering moment of this memory through my child lens. I was physiologically, mentally, spiritually reacting to it as my child self. And as I was doing this therapy, he had me relive the memory about a dozen plus times. And every single time I became more desensitized to the feelings and the imagery of it. And in the end, you guys, I actually was in the memory. I had 360-degree view of the memory as my adult self. And I was able to see layers of the memory and recognize things I didn't recognize before. And I reacted as if I was in that memory again. But then I felt all of these emotions go through my body, my stomach, my chest, my throat, my jaw, my face, and then it melted, disappeared out above my head. So it was a really powerful therapy I wanted to share with you guys. in case you have something you're holding on to. We're all holding on to things. And this was just one memory we worked through, you guys. I have many. But it's important to reflect upon the things that are weighing us down, because this might be one memory, but it affects me. I get triggered throughout my whole life with things that are related to it, this image, you know? So I have decided to take space between that session and my next session, because I want to work on that technique more with other memories, and my dream memories and my paranormal memories. I want to look deeper into all of them and really deep dive. So yeah, that's EMDR. All right, so the next thing I want to share with you guys is my new virtual reality experience. So I played with something called the Hologate Arena, which is something straight out of the Ready Player One movie. So what the Hologate Arena is, it's this circular stage that's 4 feet in diameter. You walk in it, they put sensors on your feet, they strap your waist in, they put the controllers in your hand and the headset on your face, and you're in this 360 world. If you lean and run, you can run freely in any direction, and you've got 3 other friends with you. So you've got 4 players in this shared virtual reality world. And right now they just have shooting games. There's a haunted house game. I did not touch that. I ended up playing a zombie game, and it was crazy. So if you ever wondered what kind of fighting style you have or how you'd react in a fight or flight situation, this would be a good game to try it out on you and your friends. If you're curious, you guys, I'm a ballistic style, so I just run like crazy in every direction, and I just slash like crazy and shoot like crazy. There's no rhyme or reason, no good strategy. You get worn out so quickly. So that's me, Mad Max ballistic. It's pretty funny. But if you're having trouble with lucid dreaming or dreaming in general, I recommend virtual reality as a therapy exercise so that you can feel what it feels like to lucid dream. Because in my opinion, virtual reality feels pretty darn close to what lucid dreaming feels like, because you have enough separation from yourself and from reality that you have that detachment, so you can feel your consciousness for the individual unique conscious control that you have, and you're able to reflect upon your surroundings and decide and take action. So when you have a VR headset on your face, especially when you're playing a zombie game and you're in a Hologate Arena, you're still physiologically reacting to the visuals around you, but you have enough detachment that you're realizing, oh, the world around me is fake, so I'm protected, I can do whatever I want. There's a level of creative freedom that is enacted within you that feels really cool. It feels like freedom. It feels like Mad Max, you know? So I recommend VR for trying to advance your lucid dreaming capabilities, but that has a caveat. After playing that VR game, I dreamt about zombies 2 days later, and that wasn't fun for me because my dreams are more real than my real life, and I was running away, protecting myself in a house. I had to chop some heads off, and I didn't like that. So the caveat is play a VR game that is more innocent, and don't delve into violence, because the veil between your inner and outer life is really thin right now. So whatever you eat with your mind, you're going to see pop back up in your inner state. So that leads me to the next topic. What are you feeding your mind? If you feed your body good food, your body becomes healthy. If you feed your mind with good food, then your mind will become healthy. But if you're feeding it bad things, then you already know what happens. So if you're having trouble sleeping, dreaming, lucid dreaming, these next few things I'm talking about might help you with that. So let me ask you a few questions. Do you work at a job in which you feel like you're mentally working extra hard, or it's boring the heck out of you because you don't love it? Are you exhausted at the end of the day and you just want to veg out and passively consume things like video games or movies? Or do you just want to fall asleep and pass out, and before you know it, you just wake up again just to start the day over again? If this sounds like you, then your mind may be overstimulated. So you need space to dream, to lucid dream, to envision, to activate your imagination. Lucid dreaming is an active exercise, you guys. So if you're burnt out, overstimulated, there is no room for yourself. So that makes sense, right? So something that can help is, Friday night, don't go out, don't party, don't go drinking and go to bed at 1. Have a nice dinner, go to sleep, sleep in on a Saturday, and then when you're rested on a Sunday morning, try out the lucid dreaming. So that's my solution with that. But just know that you need space for yourself. And I know in my last video I said that I'm going to stop watching news and good and bad entertainment, but honestly, I'm guilty. It's my addiction right now because I am juggling a few deadlines within my personal professional life, so I need something to escape. So now I'm going to tell you guys, after this, I'm going to really focus on just cutting out all the noise, being comfortable with my silence, being comfortable with my boredom, because I notice when I'm silent with myself, I start noticing more things. You think that just because you're not listening to something or watching something that there's nothing going on. There's so much going on in the world, you guys, I promise you. The more you sit in silence, the more the world around you will become like a news station, will become like a TV show. You will see the intricacies and the depth of life around you and yourself and your soul and just the spirit around you, I promise you. So this also leads me to escapism. Maybe you're not overworked, but maybe you are so comfortable that you don't want it enough. I failed to mention this in my past videos, but a lot of people who can go out of body, they are abused. They are used to abuse, and they are very good mental escape artists. For me, I was an only child growing up in a home that I wasn't able to escape from, so my mind was constantly elsewhere. I developed a very strong imagination. So you don't have to be abused or anything to have this ability, but I'm just saying that the recipe for lucid dreaming is having a strong intention, strong will, strong imagination, strong focus, strong visuals. All of those are needed to go into a lucid dream state. So if you don't want it enough, then it's going to be hard to achieve. If you're just like, oh, I'm just going to try this out, know that it's an active thing. All right, so anyone that is very good at daydreaming can achieve lucid dreaming pretty easily. Okay, so what do you fit in your mind? We're done with that. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is my work with the Merkaba. So the Merkaba and how I'm using it is a mental exercise of envisioning this protective vehicle around me. And the Merkaba is made of 2 equilateral pyramids that are upside down and they're counter-rotating. And at 4 points in its rotation, it aligns perfectly so it becomes an octatetrahedron. And this apparently is a protective shield. Apparently you can travel in interdimensional space with it and time travel. I haven't tried that yet. I just know that when I envision this Merkaba around me, and I do it when I'm going to bed, I feel this energetic force in my solar plexus, and then before I know it, I'm out. And my experiences with it so far have been in and out. I don't remember everything. I just remember good things and powerful travels with it. So that is the work with the Merkaba. If you'd like some more detailed instruction on how to work with it, I have linked below links to the works of ELENA, DANAAN, and Aurora from Flying Rainbow LASAGNE for more detailed instruction and precautions with working with the Merkaba. All right, so last thing I'm going to talk about is this movie that I have finished called Revelation STARSEED 2. And it's made by this filmmaker, Jean-Charles MOYEN, who is a victim, an abductee from the secret space program. So this man is incredible. Watch the movie, watch his life story, which I will link below. I won't share all the details because it is his work. And I'm just going to share a few details about it. But I thought I was just watching a movie about a man's abduction experience, but he actually talks about these residue powers that he has. I don't know if it's innate because he's a starseed or because he had trained these powers into him. He was trained by the secret space program. I'm not sure. But all I know is that at the end of the movie, he talks about how his lucid dreams are actual portals. Lucid dreams are portals to interdimensional worlds because he actually brings back objects from his dreams into his physical life. And the whole movie has tons of evidence of his friends and his families acting as an eyewitness to his experiences. So this has inspired me because I thought my work was just going to be, I'm going to see how much I can fly. I didn't know the potential of this lucid dream work. I didn't know that, okay, I can ask questions in my dreams. I can learn about the history of the galaxies. I didn't know I could take physical objects back to my bed. So that movie was pretty awesome in terms of giving me new ideas and seeing what other people are experiencing and what's really out there and what our full capabilities are. So yep, that's everything that's going on with me. I want to hear about you guys. If you have any questions at all, please ask. If you feel like the energy is shifting and you're having more experiences yourself, I want to hear about them. So yeah, thanks for listening, you guys. Until next time.